Oh my god.
And that's only 2% of the excitement, just like that was only 2% of the map that they showed when you played.
Frieza, whatever you say. 2% of your power level.
In 2 minutes, aka 11 episodes,
3 years.
we will be at 5%.
The game will come out.
Oh, please, it needs to come out. It needs to fucking come out. Did I say hello? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Joey JcM. Along here with Mr. J. Hogs, the Joe Hogan from Joe Hogan Art. And we are here, we are back, and we are talking about Zelda once again, but there's one little difference. And that difference is now we're talking about it after we finally got to touch it. We finally got to play it. And ladies and gentlemen,
all over it.
Oh my god, like I could have cried.
Yep.
I like after I felt like a buildup of tears behind my eyes.
Yeah, I didn't get like emotional, but like it was definitely like a feeling in my chest of like, oh my god.
Yeah, I wasn't even like emotional. Like I just felt like I was gonna explode. I think I don't know.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Holy fuck! Christ!
So you didn't like it that much,
huh? On the fucking contrary, my fucking what do you fucking even say? It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's fucking something about the art. Like it's like it has this like sharpness to it. I don't know. It was just great. The frame rate was like I don't know. It was just fucking like it was just amazing. And like the best thing about it is just that like because the guy asked me. Remember you said the guy asked you like what he liked about it and stuff. Yeah. He didn't ask me what I didn't like.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't ask me that. I think he was like, this guy loves everything. Yeah. I don't even know how to ask him.
So what did they ask you when you were done? What was your feedback questions?
He did bring out the pen and paper, and you know, I guess they were like surveying people who played, and he was just like, I forget exactly what he said, but he was just like, what stuck out to you and stuff like that. And I told him, I said, there's just constant surprises, like, you know, and another thing I told him was that all the new stuff in the game, it like even though it's so many things are new for Zelda, it felt natural. I you know what I'm saying, it's almost like I didn't even notice. It was so I don't know.
Well, I had an opposite experience where because just enough of the buttons were different that I wanted to rely on my usual instincts, but like every time I did it, I would fuck up.
Okay.
So I actually have my gamepad here. Do you want to quickly talk about what the button layout is? Because a lot of people have been asking me that since I said that I played it.
Really? Okay. Oh man. Okay. If I remember.
Well, yeah, I have it right here. I can definitely help.
Oh, you have it. Okay. Yeah, good. Perfect.
I have it in my hand.
Yeah. Before you start, I just want to say, like, jump is X, right?
Correct. So the
top button
on the diamond layout on the right side is
right. And I'm sure, like, most people know it as triangle or Y on Xbox, but on Nintendo it's X. Original layout from Super Nintendo.
I kind of expected it to be A or B, honestly.
I expected it to be A.
Like Mario.
And I was thinking, like, a couple of days ago, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's going to be like, you know, I thought back to other games that I was going to say Y, you know, on Xbox, that were the top button, the jump, and you get used to it pretty quick. And I was wondering if that was going to be like, you know, a little Hutter, but and like I said before, it was just natural. Like I think this was the first game that the top button was jump, and like I didn't even like notice. Yeah,
I had a little trouble with it, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, A was just like interact with shit and like talk to people, so like that was fine. and Y was combat.
I'm so fucking confused. I'm thinking A. Okay, right.
Yeah, no. So let's say it's like the diamond shape buttons. X is the top one, A is the right one, Y is the left one, and B is the bottom one.
Right. I think the best way to not compare it to Xbox, then you get all the letters confused. But I would say compare it to PlayStation. Everyone probably knows this. The square is Y, triangle would be X, A would be circle, and B is X on PlayStation. Whatever.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what are we on? The A button? Oh my god. I mean the B button. No, A.
Just interact. B.
I'm so confused.
B was like stamina stuff. So like
yes, B was run.
Jumping if you're like climbing the wall or swimming faster or whatever. So that was your stamina.
Really, I've when I was climbing, I used the X to jump, the top button.
Oh, maybe. I think B also worked for that too, though.
Okay.
And then Y, of course, is your standard, whatever your melee combat weapon is selected.
Right.
That's your attack with that. And then start is your entire inventory, so you can flip through everything, your items, your food, melee weapons, all that shit.
Yes.
Select minus was the map. Bring the map up on full screen. And,
your little touchpad.
Yeah.
What the fuck it was? I mean the Sheikah Slate.
Yeah, Sheikah Slate, right? Yeah.
Which was probably originally intended for the Wii U gamepad, but it's pretty obvious that they scrapped that too.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's that obvious, just because like I know the gamepad didn't really do anything other than like you could use the gyroscopic controls. But I feel like in the actual release,
which were nice, I have to say.
Yeah, they were smooth. But I feel like in the actual game, there probably will be like probably will be like the same Wind Waker and Twilight Princess controls where like your map will be on the gamepad and like your touch inventory will probably be there. But I don't expect them to do anything past that.
No, man, I gotta say, I don't think it's gonna be there. Like they would have stressed that. They would have showed you at this point, like, okay, touchpad, like for inventory and stuff like that. I got something coming up where I'm talking about this, and I think they scrapped it because I think it shows that an X is gonna have a regular controller. I think they want to get people away from the gimmicky Wii U stuff with the gamepad and everything. Because I don't know if you heard, Kimishima himself. He said something. He actually said. What the fuck is he said something like to the effect of, fuck. He said we're taking that away. yeah. He said fuck. Then he said we're taking that away because we don't want people to get distracted. He said something like looking down and up is going to distract people, and like put a halt to the experience or something like that.
Where was he for Star Fox?
Yeah. I mean, I really liked the Wii U Star Fox, but I don't know. That's a whole different a whole different ball in the sky.
So all right, why don't we move on button layout?
Okay.
So
what we just do? A.
Yeah, we did the diamond button on the right side and start and select.
And it's also to like pick up stuff. A.
Yes, like
if I remember correctly,
essentially.
Right.
And then
right.
D-pad, because the D-pad was pretty crazy.
What? I don't even remember what the D-pad did.
So
let's go over it.
Down on the D-pad was whistle. So if you have like a horse, or if you have,
I don't think I even pressed that.
Yeah, that was whistle. So if you have like a horse, or if your Wolf Link amiibo shit is happening, they will come to you. That's what that's for.
All right.
Left on the D-pad was selecting through all your shields. Right was selecting through all your melee weapons, and then
okay.
And then
up right.
was selecting through like all that like crazy new technology. So like the stasis, the magnet thing, the remote square bomb and circle bomb. Yeah, that was right. Up on the D-pad. So
and when you click these, if you hold right on the D-pad, that was the weapons, the right. melee weapons.
Correct.
And then you would have to do the right thumb while you're holding right on the D-pad.
Right.
You would do the right thumbstick to select your weapon.
Correct. So that was a little tricky, but pretty cool though. And then, so that was it for the D-pad. And then we have LR, ZL, and ZR. And of course, ZL was basically your standard Z targeting.
Right.
You know, holding up the shield.
So like left trigger, pretty much.
Right, left trigger. But they call it fucking ZL. But yeah.
Yeah.
Left trigger.
Just like a made comparison.
And what did you think about this?
Yeah.
Right trigger ZR, no matter what, is always going to be your bow and arrow.
Yeah, I didn't like. Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize that, but now that you're saying it, I guess that's what it is.
That's.
Because you know why? If I picked up like a box or something, I went to press ZR, which is right trigger, whatever. I went to press that to throw it, but he kept just like dropping it. I'm like, what the fuck? It said R. But I'm just naturally thinking the trigger to throw, but it's actually the shoulder button R.
R is the bumper, but shooting the bow and arrow is ZR, is the trigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would go to throw something, but then the arrow would pop up, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And then I eventually actually looked at it, and I was like, oh, just R.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a little.
I think I did the same thing at first too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's the only thing that took me like a second, but
Yeah, on that note, left shoulder button is selecting, okay, so up on the D-pad, you actually choose which technology thing you want to be, selected for, but hitting the left bumper actually, picks it up, activates it, and then you use it, you throw it or whatever, by the R bumper. So the R, so say you want to pick, you're on the bombs right now, but you want to choose stasis. So you're gonna hit up on the D-pad, select it first, then you're gonna press L to activate it, and then R to actually once you're done aiming or whatever, gonna really that's it. Okay.
Right.
Maybe not activate it for L is the right word, but you're starting it and then finishing it with R.
Okay, yeah. I mean, some, I think the D-pad stuff and some things took me a little bit, but, the break, A, B, X, Y, whatever, kind of just, didn't really take me back. I just kind of, went into it. I actually forgot you can jump for a second, but then when I pressed X, I was like, oh, shit, yeah, I forgot. Some things, you just didn't know where stuff was, but once you know where it is, it kind of just,
yeah,
it felt great. It was amazing. It was so seamless. Once you just press the button and say, "Oh, okay, that's what that does," it's except for when you throw stuff, that might take you off for a little bit. But
and then the last thing, left analog stick. When you actually click it, it's your crouch.
Yes, you can sneak, and and that's actually that's and then. I didn't know this, but you have a temperature meter.
Yeah.
You have a sound meter, which is, I was like, it's there, but you don't even notice. Yeah. And the guy told me what it was. He's like, oh, this is your, temperature stuff. Some of the things they would tell you, it's yeah, I saw this already in the video. I know. I'm not a fucking 8-year-old kid. Doesn't know what he's doing. But yeah, that's really cool. Cause clicking the left stick was crouch down to sneak, and then you would have a sound meter. And then the guy said, he's like, you know what? You're in the grass right now. And I thought he was gonna say you're in the grass. They can't really see you. But like in Uncharted 4. But what wound up happening is he said that you're in the grass, so you're making a little more sound than you would sneaking, with nothing around you. I was like, oh my god, really? And that's the one thing about this game. Like I said, there is just endless it's not a game. Yeah. It's not a game. It's so alive. Everything has a consequence. Everything it's mind blowing. It's fucking mind blowing, and I'm so happy they delayed it. Delay it another 5 years if you want.
Well, let's not get crazy, but yes,
yeah,
I agree with you.
I was like, yeah, that's too much. But I'm so happy they delayed it because this, and it won Game of E3.
Yep,
that's amazing.
IGN, yeah.
Yeah, and I think someone said maybe GameSpot too. I was watching some video, and it's amazing. And you know what? It totally deserves that. It totally fucking deserves it. because it's fucking it's so I don't even know how they made this. Even with all the time it was delayed, it's so detailed. You can do anything. There is no limits to this game. There's no limits. And so the guy was telling me, he was like, two things that happened with me. He was like, I've been here for, whatever amount of days. Now, mind you, this is Saturday, and the demo started on Tuesday. So he was like, I've been here whatever amount of days, and he's like, he named the things that I did, and he's like, those two things I never saw. He's like, every day I'm seeing something that I've never seen before. It's true. It's mind blowing. It's fucking mind blowing.
So, what did you do with your first demo, the free play one?
Okay. I remember I ran into a boss. I was thinking about the game. It was the rock guy, I believe.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. But then I got a couple of hits on him. I got to hit him like on top in that, sweet spot. But then like I saw like how much health it was taking away. I was like, you know what? Let me get the fuck out of here because I'm not gonna fuck with this guy right now. Like I tried, but then I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything for this guy. Which is amazing because you can go anywhere. And one thing I was watching, because I was watching a million videos. Like I can't watch enough videos on this game and whatever. So one video I was watching. Do you remember the point where? Did you get to the point where you can't get down there unless you have the glider?
Yes.
Yeah, and the guy was saying, he's like, there's no invisible walls in this game. He's like, if you can't get to somewhere, there's like a reason why. And the word they use is like the game is organic. There's no like mechanical things that stop you.
Yeah, there's no bullshit.
Right. And and the map was huge. The map was fucking huge, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the map was as big as a lot of regular game maps, right? The part you were able to access.
Yeah, the part you're actually able to go in, like, I would say it's probably close to the entire overworld of Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that? Because like that was the impression
you're 100% right in saying that.
I had.
And that's just the part of the demo you were able to access. And being that big, just as big as the whole game of Twilight Princess, that the guy said that was only 2% of the entire thing.
But like that's 2% of the content, not 2% of the entire map. Because the entire map, like when you zoom out, it is still a very small piece of the map in comparison. But it's enormous, and when they say 2%, like it's not 2% of the entire map though, because like.
What do you mean?
It's a small piece. It's 2% of like the game's actual content, everything in that area.
Okay, all right. Well, think of it this way: that piece that they give you is the size of the entire game of Twilight Princess. But when you zoom out, like that piece was small, and like the rest of the map was like huge.
Yes, exactly.
So like this tiny thing was the whole game of Twilight Princess on the map. But you zoom out, and there's like probably like 100 Twilight Princesses. Then you know what I'm saying? Like
maybe not that many, but.
Well, like something to that effect.
A lot of them.
Yeah, and like, as much as they push back this game, the amount of detail that's even in that 2%, quote unquote, like, I don't even know how they even did that much, even with all the delays. It's so detailed. It's so huge. It's unbelievable. But the best part about it is that it's. Best word I guess you can use, organic. Everything is organic.
And you know what's actually really great about, that organic feel about it? Ocarina was my first Zelda game. Like I didn't actually play the original ones until like well after playing Ocarina and Majora.
Okay.
And
Ocarina was the first one I beat.
Okay. So yeah, you're pretty much similar in terms.
Yeah, like I said, I my first Zelda was, well, other people had Zelda 1. My first Zelda was Zelda 2, but I was too young to even know what the fuck it was. Right, so I did have a Link to the Past, but there's just something about the 2D ones I couldn't get too far in when I was little. Mm-hmm. But Ocarina was the first. That's what, like, okay, you know.
That was the first game for me where I was like, I need to find every single fucking secret in this game.
Really?
Like, I am so invested in this game.
Yeah.
I need to find everything. And not too many of the Zeldas since, like, in terms of, like, the console Zeldas really made me feel that way. Like, Skyward Sword, I didn't feel that way because it was very linear. So it didn't hit all the right buttons for me. Twilight Princess was pretty good, and Wind Waker was really good, but I didn't feel that way so much with Wind Waker because of how inconvenient it was to, like, sail around and find everything.
Yeah.
So I had a hard time. Twilight Princess was really the only one that scratched that itch for me since, like, the Nintendo 64 ones. But this fucking game, oh my god, it feels so natural to, like, there's a fucking secret. Okay, cool. And you go with it, and all of a sudden, that's it.
Yeah.
There's fucking, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
It truly deserves game of the show of E3. And I love how everyone's saying, yo, Nintendo won E3 with one game.
Oh, isn't that, like, amazing? Because, like, I don't know about you, but, like, I was, up until the Sony conference, like, before watching that, I was like, you know, not to sound spoiled, I was really disappointed with this year. Like, more disappointed than I have ever been in all of the time that I've spent, like, you know, for the past, like, 6 years, I've been taking a day off from work to sit down and watch these conferences. And, like, I always come out of each conference, like, at least excited about one game. And nothing. Right. There were no surprises. Everybody showed stuff that we had already seen before. Or, like, you know, things that you figured they would show, they didn't. And it was just, like, really, really underwhelming. And then Sony came along and had a great show. Like, Sony did exactly what they needed to do. They said, you know, there's no corporate jargon, no bullshit, no buzzwords. Just
Sony conference was amazing.
Games. Here's what you're gonna play.
Like someone said it was 2015 2.0. Like,
yeah,
it was. The Sony conference to me was, they're just fucking pounding you with fucking awesome shit.
They brought what they needed to bring. So, like, I felt better after that, but, like, at the same time, I was still just, like, kind of bummed out. And then, dude, that fucking, the minute that trailer dropped, I was like, oh, fuck. E3 is finally here.
It was like a slow build-up.
It's Tuesday, and E3 finally started. And just one game.
It was like a slow build-up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I remember watching, you know, EA. We were watching EA, and, like, you know, it was like, oh, Star Wars, we're making shit. You know, and then they showed, like, 2 seconds. Yeah, they showed 2 seconds of one of the games or something, whatever. You know, so that was like, you know, Battlefield 1 was cool. That was cool to watch, and they had, like, the live stream and all the celebs and other people after playing. The game looked good. I didn't really get to watch fully the Xbox One. Xbox One. But, you know, from the notes I've seen on websites and stuff, there was, I mean, Gears of War 4, that's cool.
Gears look good, but you know what? There's so much, like, in-game dialogue. Like, you know I did not even see the Gears trailer yet. Well, but, like, that's cool that was there. I'm just saying, like, I was excited when Gears 4 came on, but, like, there's so much chatter between the characters in the middle of the game, and it's just, like, weird one-liners to each other.
Really?
It's just, like, be quiet for a minute. Like, I want to talk to my friend and not miss what the characters are saying. You know what I mean? Like, when you're in combat, you want to be able to talk to each other.
Wait, who was talking? The people that were playing the game, or you mean the characters?
The actual characters were, like, wouldn't show
up.
Okay,
I get it. Okay. It was I have to watch the Gears trailer, but the Xbox conference to me, like, besides Gears, you know, there was nothing really new, right? I don't remember anything.
Yeah, no, nothing was new at all. And even when you think about it, like, Gears wasn't really new either. It's just
I mean, they announced Scorpio and stuff like that, and, well, to me, it was the Xbox One S was cool, Gears of War, and then they announced Scorpio, but that's like, I don't know, whatever with that, because that's like, here's a new system. Yeah. And then it's like, here's a new system. It's like, wait, what?
Here's a reason not to buy that first new system.
Remember that system we announced like about 45 minutes ago? Yeah, you know what? You don't need that one because we announced another system.
Oh, that was so weird. I don't get it. I mean, maybe there's a marketing reason behind that, but I don't understand it.
Well, they said the thing with that would be if you own a 1080p TV, get the Xbox One S, but if you want 4K games, get the Scorpio, because supposedly all the games are going to work. I wonder how long that's going to go on for, because Scorpio is a lot more powerful than the Xbox One. That's my question.
They made it seem like the Scorpio is going to be like an upgradable console. Like, you're not going to because it seemed like they're trying to get rid of console generations with the Scorpio. That the Scorpio is going to be this thing where, like, okay, here's new technology. Replace this fucking hard drive or processor. You know what I mean? And then there you go. Now there's never going to be another Xbox console past the Scorpio.
Right.
So, like, I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like if you're going to go through all the fucking trouble, you should just make a fucking gaming PC, since it's cross-compatible anyway between Xbox One and PC.
Nah, please. We need to stick with consoles. If we get rid of consoles, I got to buy a fucking $700 to $1,000 computer every fucking year, 2 years.
No, these are, if you spent the money, like, it'll last you quite a while.
Yeah.
Plus, it's good for, like, rendering and shit.
Yeah. Well, consoles make it, like, you know, they don't jump too far every game. You know what I mean? Like, you keep it on, like, a, you know, you get the time to save money and catch, you know. Everyone says Xbox One, PS4, they look amazing. I'm sorry. Like, you know, we went from 512 megabytes to 8 gigabytes of RAM, like, whatever. Oh my God. So anyway, yeah, Xbox. I thought it was cool that, you know, oh, hey, Xbox Live on everything. So if you're playing Xbox Live here, there, that was cool. Whatever. But then what was next? Then it was Sony, which was awesome. Sony's conference was, I streamed so many times. Don't even get me started on fucking Resident Evil 7. Whatever. Amazing. So a lot of other games in there to mention too, but we're not here for that right now. So, but the point to this was the build up, and then everyone thought, oh man, Nintendo's just doing like this live stream thing. I mean, how they're gonna look.
I was in that boat. I was like, what the fuck?
No, yeah, everyone kind of, was like, okay, Sony had the press conference. That was huge. And okay, now it's time to die down a little bit. So Nintendo's gonna do that thing. And then it was like, boom! It was like explosion. And it was like, what the fuck? And meanwhile, this fucking live stream wound up being the fucking blew the show away. Blew the whole E3 away.
Cool.
It was, oh man, and it was so great. It was on all day. You had Zelda all day, and I could have watched it all day. I could have played this game all day. It's truly like I said before. There's just endless surprises. You could do. There's endless ways you can do things. One thing that I did was that. So I chopped down a tree.
Okay.
Or so, I think that's what happened. Whatever I did, branches came out of it, and there just happened to be wind around at the time. So I chopped the tree. Then the branches came off. Since the wind was blowing at that time, it blew the branch into one of the campfires, and then after that it rolled into the grass on fire, this branch, and it set the whole fucking field on fire.
Oh my god.
I was like, what? Again, back to that word, it's so organic and orgasmic.
And I was just gonna say, it was another word.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. And then I think, because the first demo was, they gave you like 15 minutes of just like free roam and do whatever the hell you want. It's funny, at the end of that, he had just told me how to do the snowboard thing with your shield. I was like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, find the hill. And I was like, oh, there's a hill. And as soon as I took my first step, it was like, thank you for playing. I was like, fuck! Yeah. I was like, right there.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, so that's 15 minutes of like just free roam, do whatever you want, and then the second part was what? A half hour?
No, the entire thing was 35 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was 20
Then
and then
like 20
15.
minutes. Okay. Yeah, so the second part was quote unquote the beginning of the game. I'm sure they cut out a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, they showed you shit, man.
Mm-hmm. Calamity.
Like, yeah, so let's talk about that. Like, Link in the resurrection chamber. And he's been asleep for 100 years. Now, the question is this one of the Links we already know? Or is this a new Link? That's my question.
Do you have a theory?
I actually do have a theory.
Oh, me too. You go first.
Okay, and my theory is, so I think it was Miyamoto or somebody said, after you play this game, you're going to want to go back and play Twilight Princess again, and you're going to say, oh, wow, okay, I get it now, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe they showed in Twilight Princess that stone wall that has like little pictures of Link talking to certain people. I'm going to say that's Link from this game. And I'm going to say that the Link from this game, Breath of the Wild, oh my god, so hard to get the name right. So the Link from this game, I think, is Ocarina of Time Link. And I think we're going to see how he turns into the hero Shade. Since there's all this talk about this and Twilight Princess having a connection.
I agree 98.
You're in.
98%. I agree.
Really? Oh, there you go.
98%.
Okay.
I do definitely think it's the same Link. I love the idea that after Majora's Mask, we're hopefully gonna get the story of him like coming back to Hyrule and I don't know if we're going to actually see him become the hero Shade at the end of it, but I think they're gonna set it up like, okay, that makes sense that he will become the hero Shade from that.
So you think this is Ocarina of Time Link too?
Yeah, I do. I think it's the Majora's Mask Twilight Princess split of the timeline Link, 100%. I don't think it's future Link because that Link was sent back in time, so there was no Link in the future timeline when Wind Waker, the Hyrule gets flooded and shit. The Elden Bridge is there, which is obviously
in Twilight Princess.
And I feel like it makes sense that the last time we saw Ganon, he wasn't Ganondorf. You know, he was fucking he was Ganon, yeah. But at the same time, what doesn't make sense is that in this timeline, the one that we're talking about, Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, Link gets sent back from the future as a child and remains in that timeline as a child when he goes off to Majora's Mask. Before he leaves, he tells Zelda about everything that happened, and she tells her father, the King of Hyrule, and Ganon's arrested. And
stopped from doing all the stuff he did.
And the story we were told was that the execution scene in Twilight Princess is what happens to him directly after that.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
He gets stabbed and then banished to the Twilight Realm. That's when he kills that one sage with their own sword.
Now, those white sages in Twilight Princess, were they the sages from Ocarina?
The theory is yes. It's like they had died or something and like became these like otherworldly spirits. Which is weird because like they all have beards, so they're all like dudes, but you know, half of the sages are women. And in fact, I think there's more women than there are.
You see, that's one thing I don't like that whatever with Zelda, like the sages will be there, and we know them in Ocarina of Time, but then we'll see them, and they'll say they're this fucking sages, but then they look, it's like, what?
Not,
like, what
not the characters that we know them as,
Yeah, so they do it on purpose to make you fucking crazy, and, you know, but I don't want to overthink, like, give me something, you know what I mean? Like, it's good to think, but come on.
it's a little sideways, but at the same time, like it's still fun to like speculate. I don't know.
Yeah. So okay, so.
But yeah, I'm with you. I don't think they're gonna take it that far and actually show him become Hero Shade. I feel like that would be a very depressing ending for this gigantic.
That's true.
Gigantic adventure that we're obviously gonna be going on. Like you're gonna want a good payoff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you know what? And the Twilight Princess was like a dark tone. This game is just like a basic tone. It seems I can't. You're right. I can't see that an ending for this game. You know, like this ending is gonna be fucking awesome.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be like like you know, like.
That's funny that we agree with each other because I don't really see too many people saying the same thing that we are. Like we didn't discuss.
You heard it first right here, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it first right here. And I actually wanted to make a separate video just on that subject. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. So
yeah, I think it totally makes sense. Especially because like we know becomes the Hero Shade, and so he has to get back to Hyrule, but we just don't know anything about that because he's in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, but wait a minute though. So now, like but the Twilight Princess Wolf is in this game though.
Right, he could be traveling through time also.
We did also say that this game is going to do like since they keep talking about Zelda 1 and it being based off of Zelda 1, and Zelda 1 is somewhere in the middle of the timeline, right? Is that
Zelda, the original Zeldas are at the end of the third split in the timeline.
Okay, so yeah. But even though they're at the end in the timeline, this game is based off of the very first Legend of Zelda game.
Right, it's a similar. But they're two separate timelines. They're not in the same timeline.
Right, but since this is based off of the Legend of Zelda game, the very first Legend of Zelda game, not that they're rebooting this, but I think they're going to do something with time, and this is going to be a fucking grand fucking, like, all the fucking worlds collide or something, and they somehow do like a refresh of the timeline or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's things in this game from all different Zelda games. So
it makes sense. Like I could see it happening.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fucking like. This is like no holds barred. This game. This is gonna be like all fucking bets are off. This game is gonna just be fucking. And what better Link to do it with than Ocarina of Time Link, which everyone's him and I would say him and the original Link are the two. That you know what that's like. That's like saying the original Link is Sean Connery and James Bond, and Ocarina of Time Link is Pierce Brosnan. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone loved Sean Connery because he was the first Bond, but Pierce Brosnan was like the de facto Bond.
I'm a Daniel Craig guy. I'm Daniel Craig for my Bond.
Yeah, I mean, people could have their favorites, but like as far as like basic, like just like Pierce Brosnan was like that middle ground where he was like the perfect, like he was like. He had the serious, but he had like the funny. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
he was a good essence for the character. Yeah.
Right. Like Daniel Craig, like might be some. You could like Daniel Craig, but he's like a very serious Bond. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say Roger Moore was a. I mean, whatever. They're all good, but like I said, like to me, Pierce Brosnan, whatever the fuck his name is, like it captures like the perfect balance of all the Bond, like the serious, the fun, whatever. But like that's how I see the Links. I guess I just thought of it now.
Yeah,
but yeah. I mean, but oh my god, if this is Ocarina of Time Link,
I'm gonna lose my shit. Like,
who doesn't want to play Ocarina of Time Link again? You know what I mean? That was like. Be like,
I was like holding out that before Nintendo announced that they're only gonna have Pokemon and Zelda this E3, but like I was holding out that they were gonna announce the next Zelda 3DS game, and it was gonna be a third installment in like the Ocarina trilogy. You know what I mean? Like it would be.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because like they have the assets all built by Grezzo already.
With the two,
it'd be perfect. Like they did Ocarina, they did Majora. Fucking throw one more,
Well, this is it. This is the well. If we are right, this is going to be the third one, and it's going to be on the next generation of their mobile units, which is going to be the NX mobile unit.
Yeah, I'm much more into this idea than the idea of it being on 3DS, but at the same time, I'd be okay with either, honestly.
Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, there's going to be no more separation. It's going to be all, this is what we're saying. It's going to be all fucking one game, and you can play it on the mobile or console. So, hey, fuck it. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, the demo was amazing. It's like the game that Nintendo's like, fuck, this is the fuck you Nintendo game. This is like the beast that was like lying dormant since Nintendo 64.
This is Calamity Nintendo Unleashed.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah.
Ganon's new name is Calamity Ganon. That like big fucking crazy one that you saw in the...
Oh, where'd you hear that? I didn't hear that.
You didn't get that far in the story part of the demo?
No, but you could if it's in the demo, we can talk about it.
Yeah, so you did the shrine stuff?
So yeah, in the story mode, I did try to I was skipping through the text, which I usually would not do. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I want to see how far I can get in the story mode, the second part of the demo. So yeah, like we said, the second part of the demo, they start you off in the beginning of the game, quote unquote. You resurrect from the resurrection chamber. You're asleep for 100 years, and then you get to just plow through whatever as much of the story as you can in 20 minutes. So I actually got up to one of the towers.
Yeah.
And after the tower, I think I just almost made it to the next part, but it stopped there.
Okay. Yeah. When at the top of the tower, do you remember looking at the castle and all that shit was surrounding it?
Yeah.
That's Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, you it's clearly you can see
you can see his horns, tusk things, and
yeah, it's clearly Ganon by the shape of his horns and everything.
Right.
I think they show it in the poster too. There's something around the Hyrule Castle.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So the old man is that fucking asshole right there. That's Calamity Ganon.
Oh, okay. So the old man. Okay, so I was skipping through the text because I wanted to just just get as far as I could.
Yeah.
But okay, so he did say that. Okay.
Yeah, when you get to the bottom of the tower, he's like, yeah, that fucking dick right there, that's Calamity Ganon. So
Calamity Ganon.
That's why I said, yeah, Calamity Nintendo, fucking awaken fucking shit up.
Nah, Nintendo's not bad though. So we gotta.
I know, but I'm just saying, the level of intensity is fucking Calamity level.
It's just fucking Zordon fucking said Rita's escaped and they fucking call the power. It's literally, this game is the whole world is yeah, Nintendo, Wii U gimmicks and stuff, but this is the monster that they've had fucking dormant since Nintendo 64. This is a Nintendo game that has the essence of Nintendo games that used to fuck shit up. You know what I mean? This is I'm gonna fuck you up, Nintendo.
I'm under the impression that this is the game that they've wanted to make for a long ass time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get that same impression.
Yeah, I think just everyone's happy to be back to the basics.
Yeah.
And look what they could fucking do. You know what I mean? What a comeback this is gonna be. I mean, if this is any indication, and plus Miyamoto was saying something about he wants to reboot Mario or something for NX and everything. I don't think it's going to be complete,
an all new kind of Mario, I heard.
Yeah, and after playing this, I just feel no more is Nintendo going to be held back by whatever. Okay, we have to make this kind of game because this is what the gimmick of our system is doing. Mm-hmm. This now is just there's no limits. It's not held back by we have to do this. We have to make Mario Galaxy because the waggle stuff, and that would be the best thing to go with the waggle controls and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just like fucking like Super Nintendo shit, Nintendo 64 shit. You know what I mean? This is like scary. Like it's like fuck. It's like I feel like it's Nintendo. I would be scared if I was the other companies. Like, you know what I mean? Like Nintendo is fucking like just coming back. Like not coming back, but like I didn't think they still had this beast in their cave. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, especially because like the last few games have been so. I don't want to say they were easy because I'm not of the impression that they're easy, but I feel like they've been very kind of derivative of each other. And
yeah, but that's what they're talking about. They said I was watching one of the videos and they actually said something like that, and you know, they said with this like this is a game more for like, you know, hardcore kind of players. Like, you know, they said they do have like the tutorials and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's more like just throw you right into it, like. And that demo, I mean, like it's just there's so many like if the enemies they'll run at you. Or one of them might like pick up a fucking barrel and throw it at you. That's how I died one of the times. I got hit in the head with a fucking barrel. Like, and another thing that's cool is the food. So you pick up the food and stuff, and if you eat the food regularly, it gives you health. Mm-hmm. But then if you cook the food, it gives you a little more health. But it's funny, like, did you go into the menu and, did you go into the menu and, like, grab as much food as you can?
Yeah, how you can actually, like, put them together and you have to fucking make them hold them to do it.
Yeah, so you could say, you go into the menu, you click on the food, you could say eat or hold, and you could say hold to like a bunch of different things, and each thing you do is, you know, more shit goes into his hand and his face.
His little preview on the right.
Yeah, and his face is like, oh shit, like the more shit you hold. Then you could go over to a fire and drop it all into the fire. You could eat it regular, like I said, but if you drop it into the fire, the food cooks, and if it's cooked, it gives you a little more health. Mm-hmm. But then if there's a pot around, you put it all into the pot, and then you could like make a concoction, which is like a superfood, or actually can give you more stamina or more hearts and stuff like that. So I mean that was a demo. Anything else that you want to mention? That crazy things that happened?
Was there anything you didn't like? Because I
gotta say no.
My experience for the most part was pretty awesome, but very similar to everybody else's. The only thing that did happen for me that a lot of people aren't saying is I had told you about that I noticed it in the in that really long video. There's a fucking creature climbing on the volcano. I don't know.
Is that the guy? He's like a skeleton?
I don't think so. He didn't look that big, and
because there's something in the trailer that's like a huge monster.
I had the same thought, but I was like, this guy is not big enough. To me, like up close.
Oh, so the guy is bigger than you saw?
Yeah, this dude is pretty fucking.
That guy I saw was giant. He was like a big giant skeleton type thing, but
no, that's I don't think that's what I saw.
Okay.
To me, it looks like a fucking enormous guardian, but I can't be sure.
Guardian meaning
the tentacle walking creature.
Oh, okay.
Like the amiibo.
Yeah, I actually did not notice it. But there is that video you said Nintendo released that it shows you. You said 24 minutes is 24 hours.
It's the full day cycle, right?
Right. So each minute is an hour, and Nintendo released a video. You said that they just show you a still shot, right? It just shows a certain whatever, and it's a 24-minute video, and it shows you just the transition of the sun and whatever, and in the background is supposed to be a monster climbing the mountain. I did not notice that. I still have to watch that video to check that out.
It's just I think it's like just before the 6-minute mark.
Okay. And it's during the daytime, you said, right?
Yeah, that's during the daytime, and then at night there's the fucking meteor falling.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so as far as there's nothing I didn't like. I gotta say, there was nothing that rubbed me the wrong way. Even aiming with the arrow.
Yeah, I was fine with that. I gotta say, the one thing I didn't like is how fast stamina goes when you're swimming.
Yeah, I when I went to the, I tried to like notice that, but I didn't really. I don't think I pressed the stamina thing, but like or maybe I did, but to me it didn't bother me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't mean pressing.
I wasn't in the water too much.
I mean, like, when you're just swimming, it uses stamina.
Oh, was it? Yeah, you know what? I didn't even notice. I was in the water for a little bit, and that popped into my head, but nothing happened that, like, rubbed me the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Wasn't there that long, but when I was, I didn't even really notice. And, yeah, I, like, there was nothing that I didn't like. There was nothing that I said, like, it's just... They delayed this game so much. They worked on everything so good, and you could just have a blast just roaming around. Mm-hmm. Not even you could have the time of your life just exploring and just climbing things and trying to see what's over here. What's over here? Oh my God, a battle. How the hell is this going to turn out? Right. What's going to go on fire? What's going to blow up? What different is going to happen this time? And one more thing I want to mention in the combat, if you could lock onto the guy with the left trigger, ZL, mm-hmm. And then if you can dodge by pressing the jump button, which would be X, and if you dodge at just the right time, and this is something you get, it seems, right from the beginning of the game, it's not like a power-up, it's just one of Link's abilities. If you dodge at just the right time, that perfect moment, that's when the guys freeze in the air. Well, like a slow motion thing kind of happens, and it tells you like tap the fucking Y buttons, as much as you can, and you just swing, hit the guy, and then fucking boom, and get a bunch of hits on him that way. And no uses for the gamepad. The only thing on the gamepad was the button layout, and it said tap the screen if you want to play just on the gamepad, but I was tapping it and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing in the demo that wasn't an option. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was very weird to me, and not weird, but like that to me that means that like I said, the Sheikah Slate was meant to be on the gamepad, but now just like a regular game, you just press start for the map and your inventory and select for the Sheikah Slate thing, right? No, the Sheikah Slate is the map. Start is for the inventory and change your clothes and everything, the food. I'm thinking they're scrapping the whole idea of the gamepad because they wanted to tell people we're getting away from the gimmicks. And to me, that shows that the NX is going to have a regular controller. Mm. So there was absolutely nothing you could do on the gamepad besides, like I said, it said you can just play on it, and they just had the button layout. And playing on it, just switching the view is not hard at all. So they kept that feature, but everything else they made like a regular game, and to me that says NX is going to have a regular controller. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I thought this like one thing to watch it, that was amazing enough. One thing to be there and to see it in action, and another thing to play it. It was beautiful. The graphics were just, like I said, it had a certain sharpness to it. It was just a great experience. I'm gonna save up. I'm buying both versions because I could see myself playing it on an X and on Wii. I don't know. It was that amazing. And like I said, you can just roam around, search for stuff, and you could have just roam around, and you could have the time of your fucking life.
Whew.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah. No, I'm 1,000% with you.
Yeah.
Could not have said it better.
Yeah, I can't believe we have the same thought of the theory too.
That's amazing. You and I usually always like complete opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of like our speculation, but that was like that's crazy that we're both in the
98% is pretty good.
Same neighborhood.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, though, I mean, watch the videos. There's like a 7-hour video of the whole first day of E3, and you can't get enough. Just watch this game. Watch all the amazing things you could do. Watch people like Game Explain. They interview one of the Treehouse guys, and there's more gameplay footage. Just watch as much gameplay footage as you can, because I'm I can almost guarantee you that every video you watch, you'll see something different. It's just, I don't know how they did this. But endless possibilities in this game.
Black magic.
Endless possibilities. Yeah. Constant surprises. Amazing. So, you gonna be able to wait a year for this game?
Nope.
Me neither.
Nope.
Me neither. Like, this is like, it's not right. Like, even if we just saw videos on it, it's not right that they're making us wait a year for this game, or a little less than a year, whatever. Still too long. Wow, I could totally see myself once I get this game. I won't touch anything else for a long time.
I'm taking off from work for a week to just fuck the whole week.
That might not even be enough. You might just get like 2% through the story mode and just be roaming around, you know, because you said you were just roaming around and yeah. Like, man, roaming around, have time of your life. It was, wow, amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That was the demo. Go watch the videos. You won't see the same thing twice. And we might have to... Did you ever see the movie Fanboys? Where they go and they try to sneak in to Lucasfilm to see episode 1 early? I think we might have to watch that movie, get some tips, and do exactly what they did.
We gotta go to Japan.
Yep. Get ready to battle Miyamoto. He's been training with that Master Sword, but I think together we could take him.
Do you think, like, the ghost of Iwata guards it?
Holy shit, probably. We're fucked.
We gotta get, like, a special weapon to hurt ghosts.
Yeah, right? Oh, or we could just call, you know what? I haven't been mentioning the fucking Force Awakens bullshit.
Oh, okay, that.
I mean, not Force Awakens, Force Unleashed bullshit, and that I can't even fucking talk about him versus Ghosto. Ugh, disgusting.
I thought you were gonna bring up another franchise that involves hurting ghosts, but good. I'm glad you didn't, because that's another fuking discussion for a different day.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to buy our Ecto-Cooler, and
I can't find it anywhere.
I haven't even tried. I heard it's fucking impossible to find it.
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere.
Some people are getting it on Amazon when it pops up.
Yeah,
ordering
like
cases
and cases of it, and then selling them for like $20 a pop.
Fuckers. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to find it in the stores one day. Man, but ladies and gentlemen, that is the Zelda Breath. Oh my! I can't do this smoothly still. Breath of the Wild. He's got it. He's got it. I need a little more practice. Keep saying Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire.
You know what's hilarious? In the next video that's coming out, I'm like, oh my god, I keep saying Breath of Fire. It's Breath of the Wild. So anyway, in Breath of Fire, I'm like, what the fuck, really? And I did it twice. I say Breath of Fire like, right after I corrected myself. Oh my god. But ladies and gentlemen, this was the Zelda fucking Breath game demo. Yes, that's it. That's why I have you here. And it was amazing. It was just truly game of the show. Absolutely. It's not a game. It's alive.
It's live.
It's not a game. There's nothing in it that would make you say it's a game. There's no invisible walls. There's no things you can't do. I know one thing I saw, the guy fucking holds the bomb, and the wind was too strong, and it blew the bomb out of his fucking hand. It's just like organic. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Joey JcM, along with Joe Hogan Art. You can find him anywhere. Just search Joe Hogan Art. Am I correct?
That is correct.
That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Hogan Art. Go check it out. And that is it for now, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you. I'm waiting. Later. Okay, let's go to Japan.